we've seen all our I mean, we're losing all our forests. Is there even something similar like that we can use as a replacement as such?
Kuala Langat North is irreplaceable in our view. There is no other equivalent area. I mean, that's from the ecological point of view. But more importantly, the Kuala Langat North Forest Reserve has been home to the indigenous Orang Asli tribes for hundreds of years. And you can't replace that by even another forest area 20, 30, 50 kilometers away. It's not going to replace that thing for the local community. The portions of the forest which have sacred sites, there are portions, it's very important for the culture of the local Orang Asli community.
Baiklah.
Yang lain tu banyak lah.
Kejap. Banyak ni. Yang lu?
6 kampung lagi. Pak.
Ini nanti abang bawa waktu abang nak pergi ke Bantah sikit.
Mana? Bukit Tiding, Pada Kompas, Busuk Baru, Bukit Kecil, Kemandul, Bukit Perah. Ada 6 kampung. Dalam 6 kampung ni, kita membantah sebab tiket hutan simpan kekal utara kita tidak berminat jadi pembangunan lah. Sebab nama hutan simpan kekal, kalau diubah pembangunan, dia kena 5 tahun akan datang balik. Dia keluarkan daripada warta atau gazet hutan simpan. Sebab hutan simpan digazetkan dalam tahun 1927. Ada cerita kan? Itu pastilah sebab masih pegang pada pemerintah lah. Sebab kita tak boleh ganggu sebab dia dah warta sebagai hutan simpan kekal. Macam mana boleh jadi pembangunan? Itu yang orang asli kurang minat lah. Tapi dengan ada hutan, ada pusat komuniti sini, kami berharap bekerjasama lah.
Okay, it is a forest reserve, right? So obviously it's been reserved. So what is the process actually of degazetting a forest reserve like this one?
So gazettement or degazettement process is something that happens through the state assembly or the state government, where an area is formally delineated and then that as a protected or as a forest area, and then that gazette notice is published in the government gazette. So that's a formal process. To degazette, then there has to be a similar process, and it's under certain conditions, normally related to national interest or otherwise, that areas can be degazetted. But in Selangor, since 2014, there is a formal process that no forest area may be degazetted without having a proper public inquiry.
Right.
We really have some unique species in Kuala Langat North. We have a species of fighting fish. This is what's called the red betta or red fighting fish or emerald betta. It's only described to science only about 30 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And it only has been found in Selangor. And there are 2 varieties, one found in the north of the state and the one in the south in the Langat area. And that is quite different, and it's much bigger size than the one in the north. So it's a very unique. We also have Selangor pygmy flying squirrel, again a very unique species, restricted to only a few forest reserves in Selangor. And there are many other species like sun bear and other species which are very rare and not found in many places.
Kena macam dia melanggar, tiba-tiba je. Macam orang asli ni tak wujud dekat kawasan ni. Terus letak dalam surat khabar. Kita terkejut lah, macam rasa marah lah jika benda tu berlaku kan. Boleh tak? Panas. Satu kampung panas.
Bukan 6 kampung.
No, memang kena 6 kampung. Saya hutan. Kadang kita tak boleh tanam kan, dia tumbuh kat semula jadi so, jadi hutan tu lah yang jadi kebun kami kadang pergi untuk makan untuk ilmu tu. Kalau hutan tak ada, macam mana kita nak ajar budak-budak kecil. Contoh macam kita punya culture lah, kita punya budaya lah. Kalau hutan tak ada, macam nak budaya kita nak cari benda-benda ni dah tak ada. So macam dia akan memberi kesan keraf tangan dah hilang. Dia akan hilang sebab tak ada barang nak cari.
I think everyone is free and encouraged to voice their concerns. The state government was voted in by all the people, so I think all the people can raise their concern. If the Forest Department want to restrict to a certain group of stakeholders, but from our perspective, we feel that that is not correct. We believe that the people of Selangor voted for the government of Selangor, and the people of Selangor should raise their concern to the government of Selangor. If not to the Forest Department, to the Chief Minister or others.
And I know that GEC, you're helping to get that message out. What can we do? I mean, do we write letters? Is there an online petition going? How can we get involved?
I think all of those are possible. There is information on the GEC website. Most important is to write formal letters to the Selangor Forestry Department. Information on that is available online. There are also online petitions. We have established a coalition of different groups, which is creating a platform for people to sign up to a coalition, to petition. But I think most important, people need to write into the department. It can be by email, it can be by fax, it can be by letter. But most important, in the current framework of input to the preparation for the inquiry, is that these need to be received by the 4th of March. So very important to take action now, this week, so that your views are made available.
Dalam 2 minggu dengar pula aduh perkara macam ni nak kerajaan nak minyak wartakan kan. Hutan simpan. Lagi Jabatan Perim pun dah dekat dengan kita. Untuk mentengahkan perubatan tradisional asli. Jabatan Hutan pun ada juga bercerita dengan saya. Dia kata semai pokok hutan, pokok-pokohan.
Baru je letak pasir.
Untuk bagi binatang makan itu. Ini pula kerajaan negeri nak dihapuskan hutan. Sayanglah kan. Itu sajalah menjadi macam dengar pun pedih jugalah. Macam mana kita nak mengenalkan anak-anak cucu cicit besok kalau hutan dihapuskan. Tapi macam Jabatan Pilihan kan, dilepaskan binatang-binatang buas kat situ, tapir, ular-ular.
Ada tapir dilepas tu.
Ada. Ini kan pula hutan nak dihapuskan. Macam mana pun cerita tu?
Sawit.
Kita memang suka dengan hutan dan just ada binatang. Saya suka binatang. Semua binatang saya kira macam tengok comel. Saya pun sekarang ada bela satu binatang. Tupai kampung. Sekarang saya memang suka bela haiwan kan. Bila nampak haiwan, bila macam haiwan sekarang banyak pemburu daripada luar, pembalakan. Saya rasa kesian lah pada diri kan. Kalau dapat kita jaga, apa kita akan rasa. Kalau tak ada hutan, apa kita nak. Haiwan-haiwan nak hidup kan. Haiwan kalau dah pembangunan, dia tak dapat makanan, tak dapat air. Semua air pun susah kan. Macam manusia juga, kalau tak ada air, tak ada takungan, apa kita akan dapat manfaatkan.
We really do encourage all of those in Kuala Langat district to raise their views on that. The district, the local plan has only just been adopted and gazetted by the state government, and that clearly states extremely clearly that this area must be maintained as a green lung, as a conservation, as a protection area. And also the local plan says that the area where the Orang Asli are living must be allocated as an Orang Asli reserve for them. So it already specifies area that needs to be gazetted. Because the Orang Asli are also many really living in limbo. They don't have land title. They don't have a formal reserve covering the area that they're living in. So this is also equally important that need to be addressed.
Bantah, projek ni harus, bukan projek, penyawatan atas simpan ni tidak harus dinyawakan, harus dikekalkan untuk dinasti akan datang.
So that was Faisal Parish, the director of the Global Environment Centre. And, in another article in the Star newspaper, it was reported that Water, Land and Natural Resources Minister Dr. Xavier Jayakumar, who is also, ironically, the Kuala Langat MP, he said that he would be meeting with the Orang Asli community to gather feedback before bringing the matter up with the Selangor Menteri Besar, Datuk Seri Amiruddin Shahri, because, this is a state matter.
Yes, and the article that you mentioned from the Star, it also reported that this is not the first time the state government is holding a public hearing prior to the degazettment of Forest Reserve since the Public Inquiry Selangor Rules 2014 was put in place. So back in 2018, they proposed to degazette 28.3 hectares of land within the Bukit Lagong Forest Reserve in Gombak. That was for a housing project. While a public hearing with stakeholders following the objection period was called, there has not been any feedback since, and it is actually unknown if the degazettment will go through.
Yeah, and if you look further back in 2014, a hearing was held on the degazettment of 106.65 hectares of the Ampang Forest Reserve. That was for the construction of the East Klang Valley Expressway, or EKVE. And then in 2016, 2 hearings were held for the proposals to degazette 30 hectares of Sungai Putih North and South Forest Reserves for the Sungai Besi Ulu Klang Highway, that was SUKE project, as well as the 3.4 hectares of the Bukit Cheraka Forest Reserve for the Damansara Shah Alam Elevated Expressway project. And all 3 highways are now in different stages of completion.
A hectare here, a hectare there.
Yes, just
we're left
degazette
with
this
no
year.
green lungs,
But then
right?
it all adds up in the end.
Yeah, and I'm just echoing something that I've seen lots and lots of activists saying, that it's strange that a state government that claims to be environmentally sensitive is allowing and continuing to do, these things and allowing these things to happen. But again, of course, not all is not lost yet. You can voice your concerns and protests by writing to the director of the Jabatan Perhutanan Negeri Selangor. There are several petitions that you can sign online as well. Just search for things like Selamatkan Hutan Simpan Kuala Langat Utara, or search for the name of the place, and you should be able to find the resources you need. You can also just head to gec.org.my for all the information.
If we like to learn about sustainability, I think indigenous people will living in a sustainable life from generation. And this is one example that we use. Nature, basically 100% from nature. See wood from tree, this wall from this plant, this one from this plant, from the palm plant, and the roof made from this leaf that we weave them, and then the stock from this thing. So they will only last for 5 years. Every 5 years you change again. So means the plant, the palm plant can have time to regrow after we took them. So that's sustainable. We don't overtake. We just take whatever we need, build it, let the nature grow, and then we can, And in this, after they be done, they put on the ground, they rot. Then you get compost, natural compost from the nature, from the nature. Yeah, you don't pollute the environment, and the plant love them. They can grow on top of it. So that's sustainable. Simple, right? But that's what we live. We've been living sustainable for a long time without the sustainable word been built, invented. So, sayangi hutan, selamatkan adat orang asli.